YouTube wrestling universe, and the bad news is I didn't get to watch all of Dynamite. In fact, I only checked out a couple of things from this show. Normal services will resume next week. I watched every Raw, I watched every SmackDown, and for the past couple of weeks I've been watching every Dynamite as well. However, due to some unfortunate circumstances that happened midweek, I wasn't able to fit Dynamite into my schedule. But I did check out a few clips, and you know what? Did I like the guy? No. Do I think that he should be a world champion? No. But do I respect Darby Allin? Do I appreciate the fact that he is actually working and defending and being a real world champion? A world champion is someone that you see on every show. Someone that you see carrying that belt, defending that belt. That's not Cody Rhodes. That's not Roman Reigns. That is Darby Allin. Tonight marked the 5th world title defense in 21 days. And these are TV title defenses, by the way. These aren't dark shows or house shows or live events. These are TV matches. He's had 4 title defenses in a row now on Dynamite. And then he had that big title defense on Collision. Absolutely insane. This guy's defending the belt every single week. And it kind of, not in terms of quality, but it reminds me of the good old days of wrestling when you actually got active champions and champions that defended their belt and champions that regularly appeared and champions that felt like they were part of the show. I mean, you watch Raw and SmackDown, and if Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns do come out, it's just to cut the same boring, slow, bland promo. You know, they waste 10 minutes on their entrance for Cody Rhodes to say, "What do you want to talk about?" Or for Roman Reigns to go, "Acknowledge me." And it's just fucking garbage, man. At least Darby Allin's coming out, putting the belt on the line, fucking killing himself, throwing himself through the air, landing on steel steps, taking 20 feet dives, all this shit, you know? I mean, mental, absolutely mental. So, yeah, Cody Rhodes, he sucks. Roman Reigns, he sucks. 21 days, 5 title defenses, man. That's what it is right now. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to give this show a rating this week because I didn't watch it, but we'll just get through the results and we'll see what has happened. So, we kick off the show. They're doing some sort of hype for the pay-per-view. Oh, is MJF going to be bald? If MJF loses, he has to shave his hair. So we'll see what happens. World title on the line. It's hair versus title. We don't get these matches often. But yeah, there you go. Opening match, we got Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, Orange Cassidy, and the Young Bucks taking on FTR, Tommaso Ciampa, and the Dogs. I mean, even though you've got like Cope and Cage who are like 50 years old, 50 plus years old, even when they're on Dynamite, they're still wrestling. You know, it's insane. It's fucking insane. Cody Reigns, the world champions, the quarterbacks, the faces of the company, those guys can't even be bothered to wrestle a match on TV, but
An Instacart tale, I swear it's true. Use sharper notes to get seafood for you. Type in the details
on TV, but Copeland and Cage are still wrestling on free TV. Every time you see them, more likely than not, they're wrestling, you know? It's, honestly, AEW is putting WWE to... Even Chris Jericho, you know, Chris Jericho comes back, and you see Chris Jericho is straight away wrestling on Dynamite. He wasn't coming back to cut a promo. You know, Jericho comes back, straight away he wrestles on Dynamite. Straight away he wrestles on Collision. And this is like, what, 55-year-old Chris Jericho? What's the fucking excuse for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes? WWE believe that the whole less is more bullshit. No, less is less. If you go and buy something at a store and the cashier shortchanges you, let's say you're supposed to get $20 back in change. but he gives you 10, and he turns around and says, oh, don't complain, less is more. Are you going to just look at him and go, oh, you're right, yeah, pal, you're right, man, less is more? No, you're going to be like, listen, you stupid fuck, less is less, give me my other $10, give me the 20 in full. And that's what we need to start doing with WWE. When WWE was at its peak, when we were in the Attitude Era, Rock and Austin every single week. There was none of this less is more bullshit. There was none of this Austin's only going to show up once a month and maybe he'll defend the belt like 3 times a year. Or Austin's too good to do Backlash and too good to do Judgment Day and too good to do all these other shows. No, there was none of that. I mean, Austin and Rock were pretty much wrestling full time. You know, they were pretty much on every single show. It's absolutely disgusting, man, the schedule now that the main event guys have. Anyway, Adam Copeland, Cage, Cassidy and the Young Bucks, they picked up a win. We got some backstage stuff. We got more Will Ospreay training with the Death Riders. Don't really care about that, to be honest, but that's what we got. Then we got Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Westbrook. I have no idea who Westbrook is, but yeah, Westbrook, what a guy. Obviously, Mike Speed Bailey wins. Why wouldn't he win? TNT Championship Open Challenge. It's Kevin Knight taking on Brian Cage. So Brian Cage came out looking absolutely jacked, but he lost to Kevin Knight. So, I mean, what the hell? What the hell, man? I don't know. Speedball, Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight then talk after the match. Then we get the Owen Hart Cup announcement. So we're getting, again, it's like every single year they do this. I thought it was originally going to be a one-off thing. I think it's very cheap. Doing this every year, it's like, okay, Tony, it was a nice thing. We can debate whether Tony Khan did it to be nice and pay homage to Owen Hart, or we can, you know, we can maybe claim that Tony Khan did it to try and pop a rating by using the name of the late great Owen Hart. But either way, once is fine. I think having this as an annual thing is just way too much. It's like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, you know? It's like, what's the fucking point? What is the point of having this every single year? It would just be more special if it was a one-off thing, but nah. We then get Ace Austin versus Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay wins. Like, why are we supposed to be impressed, you know? So Will Ospreay beats Ace Austin, and all of a sudden we're supposed to be like, oh, that's because he's trained with Moxley. It's like, no, Ospreay would have beat this guy easy before training with Moxley, but this match actually lasted a decent amount of time. So if anything, it looks like Moxley has regressed. You know, Moxley is going backwards, at least from what I'm seeing. From what I'm seeing, Moxley is he's working his way down the card for sure. Right, we then got backstage with Don Callis and MJF. Not quite sure what's happening here. MJF, I believe, was hyping up Takeshita for the title match. Does he want him to win it? Probably. They didn't get a shot against Takeshita instead of Darby Allin. We then got the conglomeration and Willow Nightingale backstage. Not too sure what happened here. But up next we got Hikaru Shida and the Brawling Birds taking on the Triangle of Madness. Weird name. I thought they were called something better than this. I'm pretty sure they were used to be called something better than the Triangle of Madness, but that's what they're going with now. So yeah, there you go. The Triangle of Madness. And Shida and the Brawling Birds win by DQ. So they win. Then we get the world title match. Darby Allin versus Konosuke Takeshita. And it was the main event, and it was like your typical Darby Allin match. He just got chucked everywhere, landing on steel steps, taking all these crazy bumps. Darby Allin's got Takeshita in a submission. Takeshita's trying to get to the ropes. He puts his hand on the ropes, but Darby Allin breaks the hold, runs up to the top rope. The hold, runs up to the top rope, coffin drop and manages to beat Takeshita after a bunch of coffin drops. So still your AEW World Champion, Darby Allin. Then we got the contract signing with Darby Allin and MJF. Hair versus title. Darby Allin says you're just going to be a bald bitch when I beat you for the belt, man. And MJF didn't like that, so he attacked Darby Allin. He started beating him down. He then signed the contract, and Kevin Knight came out to make the save. So Kevin Knight helping out Darby Allin to wrap things up as the show went off the air. Honestly, like I said, I didn't watch the show, but it didn't look that good. From what I did see, it didn't look that good. And it also, out of Darby Allin's title matches, I thought it was like the weakest one so far. But again, credit to him. I give him applause. At least he defended it. At least he's having title matches. We can sit here and say that they suck. We can sit here and say that they're not good enough. We can sit here and criticise the opponents that he's taken on. We can do all of that. But at the end of the day, at least Darby Allin is actually wrestling, and at least he's defending his title on TV, which is something we can't say about Roman Reigns, and we can't say about Cody Rhodes. So, yeah, guys, that's it. No rating this time for Dynamite. SmackDown tonight. We'll be back on Saturday morning to review that, and then next week we will be back at it again guys, to get stuck into some wrestling. So I will watch Dynamite next week. What I actually want to do is, I want to, and some people might think, Jambo Bear, Son of Scotland, why are you doing this? Are you fucking crazy? Are you mentally okay? Do you feel alright? Is there something wrong? Have you been hurt? Have you been compromised? Have you been taken over? Have you been cloned? Some bullshit like that. But what I want to do is, I want to 1 week actually be able to sit down and watch all the shows. No highlights, no ads, none of this bullshit. I want to 1 week be able to sit down and watch Raw in full, NXT in full, Dynamite in full, TNA in full, SmackDown in full, and maybe we'll chuck in Collision or Triple A or something like that, just to see, without any clips or highlights, to watch the full show live and to determine for myself what show I thought was better, what show had the better pace, and what show was more watchable. So hopefully I can get to do that some week. I was going to maybe suggest next week, but honestly at this point I don't know. Probably not next week, but hopefully some week soon. Anyway guys, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching, and peace.